Hey YouTube, DanOttawa here, coming at you with Ultra League rankings, and I'm going to go through top counters for Registeel, Walrein, Trevenant because those core are going to be everywhere, and you need to know how to counter them. Uh, so this week is Ultra League Open and Catch Cup from GoFest. So the Pokemon that you caught during GoFest time. I just think it's too unpredictable. You don't know what people caught. You don't know what people are willing to charge up. You don't know if people are going to use Elite TMs on things or not. So I'm just going to stay in the Ultra League because at least I know what to expect there because I have done. I'm going to link in my description like 30 to 40 videos on Ultra League. So you can go through and look through teams. I have XL teams, I have non-XL teams, I have teams that just are specifically to counter certain Pokemon like Walrein and stuff like that I've already done in the past. So go check out that playlist. And we're going to go over the top 20 PVPoke ranks, and then we're going to go over how to counter Walrein, Trevenant, and Registeel. So I appreciate you hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to this channel, I appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. We put out videos like 4 to 5 times a week on GBL. So top 10. Registeel, Trevenant, Walrein at the Walrein's at 3 and 5 as a shadow and non-shadow. They're everywhere. Registeel is weak to ground and fighting. Trevenant resists ground and fighting, which is why those two are paired constantly. Walrein is super spammy with the Powder Snow Icicle Spear. Earthquake, nice coverage move. So you need to know how to counter them. All three of these will be everywhere. They're tough for a reason. They're super bulky. They're super spammy. They hit super hard, right? So that's just the way it is. Know how to counter them. So let's go for the rest of the group here. Swampert at 4 and 7. Swampert's always been one of the top for Ultra League. Obviously has a great matchup against Registeel, but obviously gets destroyed by Trevenant, so that's why Trevenant and Registeel usually get paired together. But outside of that matchup, like Walrein's a little tricky too, but and grass, like let's just ignore grass. But in neutral situations, you're just spamming the Hydro Cannon. It comes so fast. Great against Fire there, against Talonflame, great against Stunfisk. Does Escav just as well in neutral matchups, just how fast it hits. Regirock is one of those that I haven't used much because I just don't have the candies for it. But Stone Edge Focus Blast is one of those like lock on, so it's kind of a quicker charging thing. And Stone Edge Focus Blast are both like nukes of charge moves, so nice coverage moves there and decent bulk for Regirock. Then you get a bunch of grass on here. Meganium at 8 and 13. Abomasnow is half ice, but half grass as well at 15. And then Venusaur at 18. So the grass is nice because Walrein's on here, so you take that out. Again, they're doing super effective to you too, so just be aware of that. Swampert, 4 and 7. Tapu Fini is now on here, so that's 11. So you take that out pretty easy too. And then in neutral situations, Frenzy Plant is just insane, right? So it again, all these Hydro Cannon, Frenzy Plant are just two community moves that just hit so hard in neutral situations. So that's why they're so high out here, because in neutral situations you'll do well. Chrysalia was always on this list, always a top 5. Grass Knot still good for Walrein. Why it's dropped a bit is because now Registeel, you don't have a move to throw at it, and Trevenant Shadow Claw, Shadow Bomb is going to take you out much faster. Scrafty is a nice answer that should take out 1, 2, and 3 there. Power Punch counter for Registeel, Walrein, and then Foul Play for Trevenant. But now you have Tapu Fini, which people may pair as well, because now you have that to deal with the Scrafty, right? So if you really want to run Registeel Trevenant, you can run Tapu Fini as a counter to Scrafty and the other like obstacle and stuff like that, fighter darks that you're gonna have trouble with. Stunfisk, again, Stunfisk was higher. Still Mud Shot, Mud Earthquake can do Registeel. You can throw Rock Slide at Trevenant, but that's a losing matchup there. And Rock Slide at Walrein, right? So it has chances. It has a good matchups overall. But like with all the grass that resists you and the Swampert that's at 4 and 7 that just destroys you, it's fallen a bit. Giratina Altered, so spammy. Giratina Altered. Shadow Dragon Claw does it's just so spammy. Obviously Trevenant just has the extra XL now and kind of more of a coverage move, so that's why you use that. But otherwise it's pretty good. Talonflame has always been, again, some of the top, ramped up in the right matchups. Incinerate, Flame Charge. If you just get ramped up there, it does not stop. Regice, same with the Regirock. It's like quick and Registeel, just quick lock on move, Thunder Blizzard coverage sort of thing. And then Escav, I've made multiple videos on Escav in Ultra League. It's a hidden gem because counter Drill Run does so well overall. Mega Horn for nice coverage move, and it resists a lot, right? It resists a lot on this list. It resists ice, it resists grass, poison, stuff like that. So that is why it is so high. So that is the top 20. Let us go to PVPoke now. So what I do with PVPoke is I always just start with like going through the top 20. So you know Registeel, Trevenant, Walrein cores are going to be everywhere. So what I do is I just bring up Registeel versus the Ultra League. And I'll bring up Trevenant versus the Ultra League. And I'll bring up Walrein versus the Ultra League, right? So this will give you um, their matchups against like what they're strong against, what they're weak against. So let's start with Registeel. There's a huge not an outlier, but Shadow Machamp and Machamp just like the counter cross chop becomes way too fast. So there's absolutely no winning matchup for there. Um, but then you go, what else do we have? Like Swampert, Glaring Stunfisk, Toxicroak, so another feather, Escav, like I said, Scrafty. You're gonna say Scrafty a lot, and then Nidoqueen, right? So then what you do is, okay, this is gonna be sort of similar with not Trevenant. Where is Walrein? There it is. The Walrein's gonna be somewhat similar because you're also weak to counter users, right? So there's Defense Deox and there's Escav, right? So Escav is right there 2 times in the top 10. Scrafty is there 2 times in the top 10. Then you get some more ice in here. Abominable Fair or grass in here, right? For the Walrein, Poliwrath, and then there's your Machamp again, right? So right off the bat, you can see like, okay, Scrafty, Escav, Machamp will be nice answers to your Walrein and your Registeel. So then you got to go look at, if my mouse will allow me to, what is you doing when okay, let's go. Oh, right, that's why. Okay, Trevenant. Problem is now Trevenant in general. So Trevenant's going to destroy the Machamp, right? So I can go on the other end here and see the Machamp is going to get destroyed. So like, yeah, Machamp gets destroyed, Escav gets destroyed, right? So if you're going to use these two to beat Walrein and Registeel, you are going to need something to beat the Trevenant. So now you go on this end and say, okay, what's going to destroy the Trevenant? So you have Abomasnow, Articuno, Muck, uh, Umbreon, right, as a dark. Oh, Drapion, A9 Gradient, Obstagoon, right? So if you know, and this is how I would build against top three, and Obstagoon's gonna be up here, and I'm assuming Gengar is gonna, or Scrafty, right? So this is why I said Scrafty, Obstagoon are super core breakers for that. So if I'm seeing them everywhere, and again, Scrafty, it's gonna take some XLs. Obstagoon, it may take some XLs depending. This doesn't say XL here, but it may take XLs. You can run Machamp plus some counters to Trevenant here. And if you don't want to, like, the problem is, like, what they could do is run an ABB style team, right? So they run Trevenant on the lead. They switch into their Walrein or something to draw your Machamp, come back and punish you with the Trevenant, and then they have the other one to roam free in the back. So you either go, you can do something that's just a core breaker for all three, like Obstagoon, Scrafty, or you think about that system too, where you run um, like Machamp plus something in the back for fighter, and then something in the front like Abomasnow in the front, right? Because Abomasnow is nice because it has the Weather Ball's Energy Ball. So again, great coverage on everything from um, wow, Swampert to your dragons to your flyers, right? So just great coverage waters, but you're gonna get walled by your Registeels and stuff. So you could run an ABB with like Abomasnow and then 2 fighters in the back, or two like Escav. I mean, you can't do Escav because then you're doubly to fire, but like Machamp, Obstacle, Machamp, Scrafty, stuff like that. But then you're also potentially double weak to Charm. So if they have a Tapu Fini in there, then you may want to get something that resists that, right? So that's how I play around with PvPoke, and that's how I suggest you play around with PvPoke. Um, but that is basically it for Ultra League. I expect some combo of those three. Plus, a lot of people, I'm trying to think of what people will have. Because again, I am not huge into XLs. So I only have a very limited. I have XL Abomasnow, wherever it is down here. But I do not have Registeel or Trevenant. Walrein, you don't need XL. And with a community day, a lot of people have this anyways. And a lot of people have Swampert. So it's also like, it's playing against this meta, but it's also playing against what you think you're going to see and people have, right? You know people are going to have Walreins because it was easy community day. You know people are going to have Swamperts because it's been around for a while. Um, Scrafty, like even as someone who doesn't have XL, I probably almost have enough for an XL Scrafty because I've just like caught and hatched enough without trying too hard. Tapu Fini, like this is just recent. People may have this, may not. XL Stunfisk, again, takes a while to get to. XL Talonflame people will have because it had the Community Day move. Venusaur people will have, stuff like that, right? So it's also thinking about what people will have Machamp. Generally, people have Machamps, right? So think about the meta, think about what you have and the different ABB style teams or balance teams that you can run based on what you're seeing. And if you need suggestions, like I said, in the description is the playlist of 30 plus some odd Ultra League teams that I've used in the past that vary from XL teams to non-XL teams to countering Walrein, stuff like that. So good luck this week. I will showcase a couple submitted battles in Ultra League. I'll play a couple Ultra League. If you've done a GoFest like Catch Cup and you want to submit that, I would love to showcase that. But that is it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.